it's Jai452 here, alongside the wonderful Alphabety.
Hello everybody!
So we're going to be here today rummaging inside Cosplay. We're going to be in that cupboard for a little bit. And we're going to see what we can find out from Alphabety. And I think we should just jump right into it. What do you think?
Yes. Let's do it.
Okay. So my first question to you, Alphabety, is when did you first start cosplaying?
This is one of the things I forgot to remember. I think it was 2014? Yeah, October 2014 it must have been.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Do you remember what your first cosplay was?
Yeah, I did Rainbow Dash from My Little Pony.
Yay!
I put on a rainbow wig and had some wings and a blue t-shirt. I was like, yeah, that'll do.
Casual cosplay.
Yeah, it's like I'd never been to a convention or anything before, so went down to MCM London in October and just had so much fun running both there. It's like, I want to do this more and better.
So who or what inspires you to cosplay?
Probably all the other cosplayers I've met throughout doing it, and just like the whole community as a whole. Mm-hmm. There's so many people I was like made really good friends with. It's like, what you do is amazing. I want to do something like that as well. And then you get chatting, and then they help you out, and you just keep like having a bit of a competition to better myself. It's weird.
What is the most challenging cosplay that you've ever done? And I'm going to split this question, from a designing of the costume perspective and from an acting side, because there is a little bit of acting involved in cosplay.
Yeah.
Like sometimes by the way a character moves, or how they would interact with people, or even how they talk.
Yeah.
So let's go with the acting side first, because I know that you're very, very talented when it comes to making costumes.
Yes.
So we'll put that to one side for the moment. So what's been the most challenging one from an acting point of view that you've done so far?
Well, from an acting point of view, probably my elven armor, because there's not really much of a character to portray it in it. Because you're just like a bloke in armour. Because with the farmer, with that you can act with it and like be sneaky and creep about and be like a weird little thing that everybody gets scared of. So that one's really fun to do. And the pyramid head, that's just walking around slowly being moody, and that's easy to do. It's like, and
that's kind of interesting you say that, because like I interviewed somebody previously who also did Pyramid Head, and he said the exact same thing when it came to acting as Pyramid Head. You're really lucky in the sense that you don't have to say anything.
Yeah,
you just need to walk around really slowly and look kind of menacing every 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's like if you've gone out drinking the night before and are feeling a little bit under the weather, definitely recommend doing that one, because you don't have to talk to anyone or like pretend to be happy and full of energy.
Well, you could be happy, but nobody would know.
Yeah.
So which one of your cosplays so far has been the most challenging to make?
Probably my elven armor. See, this is where I came prepared and it's like, I
yay,
have stuff to show off. So probably this helmet was the most difficult thing to make, because it was my first time trying to make anything that looked good. And this is what I started off with, because I always thought helmets are going to be by far the hardest thing to do. It was like, right, try the hardest bit. If I can do that, the rest of the costume should hopefully follow in suit. But as you can see inside the helmet, there's all different layers, like segments that kind of spiral out from the centre. So I kind of just made a paper template and built around that and cut it up into different segments and then glued it all together. And, well, actually no, I didn't glue it because it's all Warbler, so it just stuck to itself. But yeah, I think this is definitely the hardest thing I've had to make, but it's also the thing I'm most proud of because I think it looks really pretty.
It looks amazing. I love how you've aged it to make it look kind of old as well.
Yeah, it's like when I first had it, it was all nice and shiny, and then just I aged it a bit more, then eventually got covered in blood, and then I started hacking into it and putting scars just to so it's something slightly different each time I wore it.
Awesome. In your opinion, what is the most difficult thing or character to cosplay as? And this can be from stuff that you've seen when going to Comic Cons and from your own personal experience.
Difficult thing to cosplay as, probably anything where you can't sit down is always a right pain. And unfortunately that tends to be most of my things. Also things that I can't see is something I tend to fall into. Because, I don't know, I'll show you on my Falmer little mask I have here. It's like, that's all you have to look through is a tiny little hole either side. So you can't really see too much when you're wearing it. But it did offer the most manoeuvrability. So I could actually sit down in that one, but I couldn't see where I was going. But and as for my other armors, I can never see where I'm going or I can't sit down. But as for the crafting aspect, I would say it has to be something you're motivated. If you don't really like the character you're trying to cosplay, you're not going to have a fun time with it. So if it's something you really like and are passionate about, it's just going to make everything a lot easier.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to change gears a little bit. Which out of the two cosplay events do you prefer to do? Do you prefer to go to the bigger events like the MCMs and Dublin Comic Con?
Yeah.
Or do you prefer the smaller events like the local ones?
So it's completely dependent on the event, I suppose. On like the venue, if a small place has a really nice venue and it's not overcrowded and it's not too hot. Sorry. Okay. I generally think they can be a lot more fun, especially if it's a local one, because it tends to be a lot of people you know because you're from the area, and so it's a lot more friends. But the bigger ones, you get to see friends who don't live near you and you haven't seen them for ages, and you get to have a good catch up. It's just bigger ones. There's always a lot of people. I mean, it gets very, very hot with it, all the people and uncomfortable. So I don't really know which one I would prefer. It's like that's a difficult question to answer.
Okay, that's fine. You prefer both.
Yeah.
If somebody had to ask you, you know, that they were saying, okay, I'm gonna start cosplaying,
Yes.
and I want your advice to which type of event I should go to first, which one would you advise that person to go to? Would you advise them to go to a really big event that's only held like once a year, or to a smaller local event which could be held multiple times in 1 year in that same location?
For my first one, as I mentioned before, I went to MCM London, and I think that was probably a good starting point just because it was a lot bigger, and just the quality of cosplays with really big events tend to be like absolutely mind-blowing, because some people make fantastic outfits, and the smaller ones you don't really tend to see them that much just because the sheer lack of people. Well, not lack of people, it's just it's like for people who do over really big cosplays can't often make it to the smaller ones, tend to save them for the bigger ones. So my first con I went to, seeing so many brilliant ones, is like, I want to do that. So it kind of inspired me a lot more than I think I would have got if I went to a smaller one to start with. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, when you're doing cosplay events, what is the one thing that you're most excited for?
It is just generally seeing friends I haven't seen for a while. It's like, I've never really gone to cosplay events for guests. I know for a lot of people that's one of the key things. They'll think like, oh, so-and-so's going to this convention, I'll go there and get autographs and have a really good time. Just for me personally, I've always thought of it more as a social aspect rather than like guests and stalls. It's like, I still always have a great time looking at the stalls. Ever planned on doing it, but it always seems to be a lot more social for me personally.
Okay.
Yeah.
What would you say was one of the things that you either used to find most nerve-wracking or still kind of do when doing Comic-Con events?
Yeah. Competitions, I never thought I would enter them, let alone start winning them. So it's like my first cosplay that I entered a competition one was for Elven Armor, but I really didn't want to go on stage because I was far too shy, and I just kind of got bullied and pressured into it. But I'm really glad I got bullied into it because I had a brilliant time doing it. I just needed that little push, like, go do it, and it'll be fun.
You say bullied there. I don't think people would have been bullying you into it.
Yeah,
I think they would have just been, pushing you along.
Yeah.
Saying, you can do it, you can do it, you're awesome, go.
Yeah, it was more a helpful little hand rather than...
Yeah.
But bullying was probably the wrong word to say there, but...
So, you mentioned about being in competitions there, and your first one being with your elven armor.
Yeah.
When you found out you won, what was like running through your head at the time? Were you like, what? Is there like another elven dude here?
Yeah, I generally didn't think it was me. It was like, the costume up there. It was like I was generally looking about for somebody else because I just didn't think I would ever win.
That is something that you and me share because I did the exact same at Halloween last year.
Yeah.
I was done up like Patchwork Harley Quinn, where I had like it was supposed to be like a mix between Harley Quinn and The Nightmare Before Christmas's Sally.
Mm-hmm.
And when the judges called my name, I was like, is there another Patchwork Harley here? And I was like looking around.
It's like, who did the same thing as me? What?
Yeah. And it wasn't until it kind of slightly clicked, like, oh, that could be me.
Is it me?
And I turned to my friend, and he's like, that's you! Go!
Yeah.
Go! So that kind of, when that happens, you're just like, whoa.
Yeah, it's just...
Me? Good?
Yeah. It's just like, you did say my name, right? Because I didn't believe that would ever happen.
My name?
Yeah. Alright.
So what was kind of like running through your head when that happened? Were you like, oh, okay.
Yeah. It was more like disbelief than like just really happy. It's like going up on stage again to like get your prize and stuff. It's like that was just kind of a blur, just because like the rush of winning and be like, oh my god, it was me! I did something good that people actually liked.
I think for me it was kind of the opposite, because I was like, I went up on stage and I was like starting to shake.
Yeah.
With complete terror.
Did you really not want to go up again?
Well, no, not that. It's just I was in complete shock.
Yeah.
And I came off stage and I was still shaking.
Yeah.
And I went up to my friend and I had to hug him because I was like, I'm so bloody scared right now.
You don't know what's happening anymore.
I don't know what's happening here. This is a strange world altogether.
Yeah.
And I like remember just kind of hugging into him and going, hey, this is so weird. So, and the MC came up, like, because she wanted to make sure I wasn't upset or anything.
It's like, are you okay from this?
Yeah, and the funny thing is, she was actually dressed as Sally.
Oh, yeah.
From The Nightmare Before Christmas. And she came up to me and she's like, are you okay? And I was like, I'm fine. Yeah,
Yes.
I was like so shaking. And she's like, gave me the biggest hug ever, which was awesome. So
Yeah, it can get like totally overwhelming at times.
it does. And the funnier thing was, that was at a small kind of local event.
Oh, was it?
God knows what I would have been like if that was MCM or Collectomania. You know, I'd be like,
Yeah.
But that's like really stiff. A lot of amazing costumes at those kind of bigger events. So,
Yeah.
While you've been actually at Comic-Con events, have you noticed a difference in age when it comes to people who cosplay?
Yeah, it's like I have friends who I don't want to say how old they are, but like more than twice the age of me who hang out and cosplay. And then I was at a con yesterday. There was a 7-week-old baby cosplaying a stormtrooper, which was so adorable. It was like a tiny little squishy human in like a cuddly little stormtrooper outfit. It was so cute.
Oh.
So it goes right across the board.
Have you ever seen? I know that you're on Facebook because I follow you there as well. Have you ever seen this picture of an old woman who is like in her 90s? I want to say maybe close to 100.
Yeah.
And the article that goes along with it is that she lives out in America, and for her birthday, she said that she wanted to go to Comic-Con.
Yeah.
So, you know, old woman wants to go to Comic-Con on her birthday. Who's going to say no? So she goes to Comic-Con on her birthday, and she's dressed as Wonder Woman.
Oh, wow.
And I just honestly think that is amazing, like, because, like, I don't know why it was, like, specially being noted. I think it could have been something to do with Wonder Woman, or it could have been something to do with how old she was.
Yeah.
Actually has been around for nearly next to all of Wonder Woman's existence, because Wonder Woman 75 this year, I think.
Yeah, so we've just seen like the very first of the Wonder Woman.
So I think personally, I know that the creator of Wonder Woman might not be alive anymore. But I think that is so great for his descendants and for the character herself, you know, because here's a woman who's literally been around for the whole time that you've been around, and she's pretty much said, you know what, I'm going to dress up as her for my birthday at Comic-Con and I'm going to rock it. And she so totally did.
Yeah.
So I was like, that is so awesome. Have you ever seen anything like older people of that kind of generation cosplaying while you've been at events?
Yes, it's all the time. It's very common to see a lot of elderly people cosplaying.
What kind of things do they cosplay as? Because like I've not seen many.
Yeah.
Like the oldest I've seen is somewhere like possibly 50s.
Yeah.
But it's like cosplay with the family.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, I've seen him. I think he's late 60s, early 70s. Tends to cosplay Doctor Who a lot. So
very classy.
Oh, this is I can't remember which one it is. It's from one of the recent ones. Oh, now I feel bad that I don't know.
It's completely okay, don't worry.
But yeah, it's like the Doctor and he was an old man not too long ago.
Awesome.
But, so like, with his age, he just made it work perfectly, because... yeah.
I think that's kind of interesting when people do that, like they use their age to their advantage when cosplaying.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm old.
Yeah.
This character is old,
Yes.
so I'll cosplay as them.
Yeah.
So I want to go back to the small kind of children for a moment. How, do you ever do cosplays that are geared to younger age groups?
No.
No.
Because my Pyramid Head has made a couple small children cry before. I'm like, no, please don't cry. I didn't mean to be scary, but I've never done anything aimed specifically for kids, and I don't think I'll plan to, because it may sound bad, I'm just really bad around children. I don't know what to do with them. Because it's like, you're like a person but really small. It's like, I fall into the trap of if it's a really young child, I'll end up talking to it like it's a dog rather than a human, because I'm just so awkward in that sense, and I don't know how to act with them. It's like, I'll be like, yeah, family high fives, and then it's like, is that how you treat kids? I'm just so bad with it. That's definitely something I need to work on myself, on how to act with small children. It sounds terrible, I know, I'm sorry.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Coming from a big family, I just find that kind of funny.
Yeah. So like, I've always had an older sister, so I've never had younger siblings to like grow up with, so it's just something I've no experience with at all.
You should ask your older sister, hey, how do I do this?
Yeah.
How do I interact with small child?
Well, we used to fight a lot, so that's probably going to be bad advice from her.
No, that will be good advice from her. She'll say, whatever you do, well, whatever the child does, don't get too antagonized by it.
Yes.
Okay, so while we're on the subject of cosplaying, have you ever cosplayed as part of a group?
Yes. I've done Skyrim Groups quite a lot.
Ah. So what was that like?
That was awesome. It was like, I had some very talented cosplayers. I had a guy called Andy doing the Dragonborn. I was in my elven armour. I haven't actually cosplayed with armour as a group yet, just because it's winter and it's cold not to wear many clothes outside. But yeah, my girlfriend at the time was doing Alduin Dragon, which helped make with her. And he's an incredibly talented man called Ian Butler, who he done the Draugr. So he was like, for ancient Nordic armour, then like a skull with glowing eyes like built inside the helmet, and it was beautifully made. And his daughter and her friend were doing the vampire Serana? Selena? Oh, now I feel bad. I can't remember. Yeah. Serana, yeah. My mind's just gone blank here, and
that's okay, because like before I got what I did at Christmas, I was playing that DLC on Skyrim. So I know who she is. I know who she is now.
Yes.
There's been many a times that I wanted to like either punch her in the face or fist or da her off the same.
No. She's my new favourite follower. You've got to be nice to her.
But here's the thing: you can't marry her.
Oh, I know. It's like I did cure her out of vampirism, then regretted that decision and had to load back a save. It's like, no, you're cooler as a vampire.
I think I'm in the middle of this is us kind of getting sidetracked here, but let's go with it. We'll go with it. I did like the whole vampire side of the story, and then I went back because like I knew that DLC was in 2 parts. Like you could either pick this side or pick that side. Like all of Skyrim, it's either you pick this side or that side.
Yeah. So you end up playing everything multiple times just to see what happens either way.
Although I will say this, out of all the times I've played Skyrim, which is a lot, I have never once sided with the Imperials. Never once.
Why not?
They tried to kill me at the start of the game.
So they always try to kill you at the start of all the games.
True, but still, because Skyrim was the first Elder Scrolls game that I played, I took it to heart. I was like, you tried to kill me. I shall kill all of you.
With the Civil War, I tend to just not do them bits and leave them to have their own fight. Because I don't agree with either side.
Well, I tend to do the full story first, like the initial story.
Yeah.
And after I've done the initial story, I'll do the kind of side quests and such likes. One of the guilds that I'm always really eager to join is the Thieves Guild.
Oh yeah, that's definitely my favourite.
Are you the same as me in Skyrim? Like, are you a complete and utter klepto? Like, anything that's not nailed down is officially yours.
I get really anal about what I loot because I always go for like the weight to value ratio. Mm-hmm. So I'm constantly like doing maths in my head, be like, okay, this item weighs that much, but it's worth that much. So I'd rather have like a lot of light things rather than one big heavy thing which isn't as worth as much. So I'm always trying to get the most value for my money on what I can carry back to the trader. So I get really selective on what I start looting until my inventory's like jam-packed.
I just tend to like... I look at Skyrim and think, okay, if it's not nailed down, it's mine.
Yes.
I will take everything. I spend a good portion of that game probably over-encumbered in looking for a horse. Like, where is my horse? But getting back to cosplay there, you were mentioning about being part of Skyrim Groups, which is why we kind of segued into that. So can what was that like? Did you guys do photo shoots? Did you do a little bit of filming?
We've got like photos together at the con, but we haven't actually arranged a photo shoot yet. We were waiting for snow this winter and be like, alright, let's go when it snows, but up north we had 1 day of snow and everybody was working, so...
You guys should have came down to Scotland. We had like 2 or 3 weeks of snow.
Yeah.
Like, my gosh.
So it's Newcastle, it's not that far to Scotland, we should have went.
I remember one day my mother came in to me and she said it's like snowing, and I'm like, ugh.
I'm not going outside ever.
No, I kind of like rolled over and said no snow. Because this was after Christmas. It always seems to snow after Christmas.
Yeah.
I don't get that. Maybe I honestly think we should push back December to about January so that we can have a white Christmas.
Yes.
That's a weird thought. So do you guys plan to do photo shoots?
We're planning on getting one done, but there's no idea when it's going to happen. If it does, it's just going to be like a last minute type thing. It's be like, okay, right, let's do it now. And then whoever can make it will. But
I would say, remember that not everywhere in Skyrim is covered in snow.
Yeah.
There's some woodland places that are unsnowed.
Yeah, like Falkreath. I'm wearing the Falkreath top right now.
Yay!
Yay! This is by far my favourite settlement. What's it? Town. Settlement. I've been playing too much Fallout recently.
So, okay. In your opinion, what is the best thing and the worst thing a new cosplayer can do when they're getting ready to go to a cosplay event?
Worst thing I've discovered is doing like makeup and face paint and then putting in contact lenses last. Because then I always make myself cry and just have to redo everything. So I've shot myself in the foot a lot doing that and get really angry at myself for doing it. But best thing is just relax, don't worry about it, go out, have a good time. It's all about fun.
Awesome. You were saying there about contact lenses. You're so lucky that you can put a small piece of whatever next to your eye.
I think it's plastic. It's like, I'm still.
Some contact lenses are like really soft glass, and other ones are kind of like really small glass. Actually, like I got these kind of weird swirl contact lenses one time.
Mm-hmm.
And I was actually part of a stage production when I was planning to wear them for Halloween. And I said, okay, I can't get these contact lenses in myself. And I said to my friend, can you give me a hand? And she's like, okay, tilt your head back and just kind of like look up. And every time she like went like that to put the contact lens in, like a knee-jerk reaction, my eyes just kind of went Shum.
It's like, no.
And she's like, okay, hold your eye open. So I'm like this, holding my eye open, and she's like trying to put it in, and every time she got close, my eyelid was just wanting to like slam shut.
Yeah.
So we kind of officially realised there, I can't wear contact lenses. I am doomed never to wear them.
Yeah.
So,
it's like, I think it's one of those things you just have to sit there and practice doing a lot, because I need glasses because my eyes are terrible. And first time I went to try contact lenses, I went to the opticians. I think I sat in front of the mirror for over an hour, just going, no, I can't do it. And then I just sat there until I eventually could get it in and out of my eye. But it took well over an hour. And the optician lady was like getting really frustrated at me. I was just like, just go home and do it. It's like, no, I will. I was determined at that point. So she kind of just left me alone in the corner, just playing with contact lenses.
I think it's something that a lot of people are squeamish about, putting something close or in their eye.
Yeah. As I was saying, I couldn't touch my eye or anything without just. But now, after practice, I can do it now.
And you'll know now not to put the contact lenses in before you do the makeup.
Yes. So I still do it occasionally, but I get better at it.
Okay, so we're going to move on to props here, which I know is something that you're probably dying to talk about.
Yes.
Because you're really good at making costumes and armour and such likes, which can be sometimes classified propish.
Yes.
So do you make your own props, or
do you
buy them in?
Yeah, I always make my own. It's like I have one sitting here just underneath a pile of armour on my couch, but I've made it axe.
Ooh, very nice.
Yeah. Not sure if you can see the handle, but this was made over the course of I think 24 hours with all leftover scraps of material I had lying about. So it's mostly scrap bits of foam and double-sided sticky tape, and then primed and painted. And luckily, it's survived very well.
Yeah, it's survived amazingly. So on average, how long does it take you to make your props?
Depends. If I've got a day off, I can do a prop in a day or two, depending what it is I'm making. But it's like working full time, you just tend to try and fit everything around. Because my latest costume I done was for Olga Fat. I built the armor and everything in 3 weeks whilst I was at work. So I'd like work, come back from work, make cosplays for about 4 hours, sleep, go to work, make cosplays, sleep. I didn't do anything else for 3 weeks. Yeah, it's like, it just depends how much free time and fitting it around. If you've got like a weekend, you can normally get a lot done just in a weekend, knuckling down, or just fitting time in around your work life and social life, if you choose to have one.
Social life? What's that?
Yeah.
Life?
Yeah, it's where
Life?
people talk to other humans face to face.
Life? You have that thing called a life?
Yeah, it's an outside world. It's a bit scary.
Oh, I've heard of that thing, the outside world. I don't like it.
Yeah, really don't go there often.
No. I prefer my virtual world. It's much nicer.
Yeah.
We're kidding, guys. We're kidding. So, what has been the most challenging prop that you've done? Like the one that's really kind of aggravated you, but you've persevered and it's come out looking stunning.
Probably my elven bow, because again it was one of the first ones I made. I made it out of warbler, and it's very wonky. It's still incredibly wonky and bent and skewed, and I just can't fix it. But from a distance, everyone's like, "Yeah, it's amazing. It looks really pretty." Until you get up close to it, and just the way I made it was just a terrible way. I didn't use anything to strengthen it, because I made like a foam shape, cut all out of foam, held it together with bits of duct tape, and then just warbler straight over, hoping for warbler it would like strengthen it, which it did. But when the warbler was dry, it was kind of warped slightly, so it's just stayed with its weird warped shape.
Okay.
But with the detail, once you detail, you can't really notice it until you actually pick it up and go, "Wow, this is terrible." But
Is your elven bow one that you would go back and redo?
I don't think I'd redo it unless it falls apart. Because it serves its purpose well. Just if you look at it from the side, it looks fine. If you look at it straight on, dead on, you can tell it's wonky. But I'll just try to angle it away from photos, so you don't have to worry too much about it. It's just me really picky about my own work.
Now, a lot of people have kind of said different stuff about their props that they've either made themselves or they've bought in. When they've been at conventions, sometimes it can be like quite overprotective of their props. Are you similar?
I'm normally happy enough to let people, like, yeah, wear my helmet, yeah, play with my sword and my bow and my staff and whatever, because I make my stuff so it can take a beating. You can drop it, you can throw it, you can whack it off stuff and it's not going to fall apart. It's like, I might need some slight repairs, like, oh, something bent, you just bend it back, glue it in place, it'll be alright. Just, I always make it like, so if other people want to play with it, they can, and I'm not going to worry about it. And also because I like to play with it myself, so I like to run around and hit people with swords, so I want to make sure it's not going to hit them and the sword isn't going to break.
So when you're in either your Skyrim outfits, which I don't know what it was you'd done recently.
Recently,
Skyrim.
it was this
one? Yes, it was that one.
Yeah, it was Mandalorian based off Skyrim. I'm sticking with the name Olga Fat for now, after much debate with other people not knowing what to call it. So, actually, I need to make the prop for that today, because I haven't done it yet. I have 2 weeks to get it done, it's plenty of time.
Well, at least you've got 2 weeks. I've got a week to get ready for an event on Saturday.
Oh, do you have much to do?
No, not really, because I'm reviving a character that I've already done. and I've already done this character like 3 times already.
Yeah.
Because this event kind of crept up on me, I was planning to do a different character, but I would have needed to have gotten a lot of things in really, really quickly, and a good majority of them would have needed to have been bought on Amazon.
Yeah.
And I don't have the time to sit and panic and whether or not it's going to be here by Saturday kind of thing.
Yeah, what's always the worst waiting for the postman?
So,
it's like, I need it now.
Yeah. So what I decided to do was use elements of the costume that I'd had before and try and get my hands on 2 different T-shirts. So I'm hoping that by Saturday I'll have everything I need ready to go.
Yes.
But
fingers crossed.
Yeah,
Do
fingers crossed. I'm also just going to say I'm not holding my breath too much.
No. But, if it's one you've revised before, surely you can go back and be like, alright, we'll just use this. And
well, with the T-shirts, I kind of know what I'm doing with them. It might not be like the most skilled looking costume ever.
Yeah.
But it's homemade, so
yeah.
If people don't like it, then screw you.
I always go by the rule of, if someone can recognise what it's supposed to be, you've done an awesome job of it.
Yeah. It will be like a casual look, because quite frankly, I just did not have the time. So, props. Getting back to props. Do you find that they can be a great add-on for when it comes to doing a photo shoot?
Oh, definitely. It's good to have something to swing about or throw or point or shoot or whatever. Because I don't know what to do when you're in front of a camera and you've got nothing to hold. It's like, hey. It's like, if I have a prop, I'm like, yeah, you can have fun with it. It's like, I went to, well, I was going to say it's a convention on Friday night, but it was more of like a pub type of thing. But there was a cosplay competition and everybody was in cosplay, so...
Yay!
Yeah. It was called Psycon, so... I can class it as a con.
Shameless plug! Shameless plug! We love shameless plugs here on the Jai452 channel.
Yes.
And on i-gameonline.net. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's i-gameonline.net.
Yeah, plug yourself. Plug away.
Tongue twister. So, when you've actually been going around in Comic-Cons, like actual events, are props more so the bigger props than the smaller props? Do you find that they can be more of a hindrance when you're trying to travel around and there's so many people about, or?
Yes and no. Because if you've got like a big staff or anything, just trying to get it past people, it's a bit awkward. So I normally hold it like straight up in the air and just like scoot past everyone. But I've discovered that also makes a very good flag for myself. So if I get lost, you can just hold your prop in the air and at least your friends know where you are. And I use it for, if I have like a big sword or staff, I always put my helmet on the staff and hold it up, just so when I don't have the helmet on, I can see where I'm going, and it keeps everything out of the way. Because this helmet with big horns, just when you're walking, just tend to hit people with them quite a lot as I turn my head around. So have that like on a big gun, way up out of everybody's way. So
see, I would find that really helpful because
yes.
I tend to get somewhat frustrated when there's a lot of people in my way.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I've been polite. I've been nice. I've asked you, can you please move? Now my patience is gone.
Yes.
Get the hell out of my way.
So just beat your way through the crowd.
Yeah. That's like, I was talking to my friend last night who I'm intending to meet at this coming event,
Yes.
And I was saying to him, "Do you still have your gun, your Joker gun?"
Hmm.
And he said, "I think I might still have it." He says, "Why are you not bringing your hammer?" And I'm like, "I'd love to, but it's not so much like the traveling down with it. I'm fine with that. It's just if there's so many people there, I will be tempted to hit people.
Yeah.
I'd rather have a small handheld toy where I can't do any like physical damage or be tempted to do any physical damage."
Yes. Since you mentioned Joker gun, I'm assuming you can have a big Harley mallet type thing.
I do have
Yes.
my Harley mallet. I was actually saying to my friend, I'm probably better bringing that because it has my group's logo on it and it has iGame's logo also on it.
So I can do more shameless plugging.
Yeah, it's more shameless plugging. Whereas if I was going with the gun, it would just be the gun. You know, there would be no shameless plugging there.
Yes.
Nothing.
Plus big mallets are fun.
They are, and the sheer fact that mine is made completely out of cardboard.
Yeah.
How much damage can you really do with cardboard?
Yeah. It's like it's gonna break itself before you break somebody.
Well, we say that now.
Yeah. You'll put it to the test.
Come Sunday the of this month, if you see a news article stating mad cosplayer loses it in the Glasgow area, you'll know it's about me.
Okay.
Lost it with a bit of cardboard, decided to smack people to get them out of the way.
Like 10 people died. With paper cuts to the throats.
Wait, that would be such a Harley thing. I'm going to kill you with a paper cut to the throat.
Yeah. We lost you again.
Oh yeah, sorry. It's Sunday. It's the best day to get lost.
Yes.
Because let's face it, who needs to be having any mental faculties on a Sunday?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna change it up a little bit. My next question to you is, what are the top 5, and if you can't think of 5, what are the top 3 funniest moments that have happened when you've been in cosplay?
Top 3. Okay, I'm gonna bring back one which was hilarious, and Kobe mentioned it on her interview.
Ah, hello, Kobe.
Yes, hello if you're watching. But yeah, she said it was one of the creepiest moments where she got at a convention.
Is that by you?
No, it's not by me, but I instantly knew what she was referring to because this man who gave hugs, we kind of nicknamed him the Phantom Snuggler. Because I don't want to reveal too much away in case people click on who it is and they don't want to get anybody into trouble. But yeah, it was like a gothic vampire who was really very well into his character. Mm-hmm. So he would go around and embrace people and like latch onto them and start like trying to bite on people's necks. And a lot of people get very uncomfortable with that. Yeah. So I said that kind of happened to Kobe. I think she kind of escaped, like just with a weird embrace and hug. But yeah.
Kobe, if you need to borrow my mallet, I'll send it down.
Yeah, need a bit of protection. Just mallet to the face, but yeah. There also falls in line. Cosplay is not consent. Like, fair enough, he was in character, but a lot of people didn't quite appreciate
I've seen
his mannerisms.
Like, a few people have said to me about people that do that. Like, some people don't even go in costume to these events, but they go with like signs that say free hugs.
Yes.
And some people find that really, really weird. I think it's sort of an interesting concept, but still also kind of creepy at the same time.
Yeah, some people it's like, oh, it's weird, I'm not going to go near them. It's like, I don't really mind myself personally, because what happens to me and my friends, it's if it's down in London, you see a lot of the people with the free hug signs. So we have a competition on how many free hugs you can get throughout the day.
Oh, there you go.
So we just run around hugging everybody because I'm cool. It's like, I don't mind you want a hug, I'll give you a hug.
I don't know whether I'd be able to do that kind of thing, because sometimes it really just depends on the type of mood I'm in. I can be like, oh yeah, I'll give you a hug. Other times it's like, I want my personal space.
Yeah.
Yeah,
of course.
I think though, when you're in costume, you have to be a little bit of this is where it can kind of like change from the type of character you're playing.
Yeah.
Or cosplaying as. For instance, I think if we'll use Harley as an example, like you would have to be somewhat prepared to give someone or a couple of people a hug.
Yeah.
She's the type of person that would do that.
Yeah, because they see the character and be like, oh, it's a happy, bubbly character.
Yeah.
So.
Whereas you might not hug somebody who's doing Pyramid Head.
Yeah.
You know, you might be inclined
stay away from him, he's big and scary.
Yeah. But you know, that person who's doing Pyramid Head might say, oh, I want a hug.
Yeah.
You know, whatever.
Yeah, it's like I always ask people if they're okay with things before I would go over and hug them or whatever. Because you know what it's like, just people like the space, or some people are very willing to always ask beforehand, and you can't go wrong.
Definitely.
So just respect their space, so if they're happy, just have fun.
Definitely. So we were talking about
You're sidetracked again.
happens a lot in these interviews.
Yeah.
Okay, so we were talking about funny moments in cosplay.
Oh, right, yes.
So that was one.
Yes.
The random hugs. What would be the next one for you?
I don't know. Saturday night was quite funny because it was kind of like a cosplay party, so everybody was all having a good time dancing, and then all of a sudden I found myself being picked up with somebody. It was like, I don't know how, as you can see, I'm a very light, skinny person. Most people can lift me, but I think this person might have had a little bit too much to drink. And 1 minute I was dancing, I was actually dancing with Kobe there, but we were having a good time on the floor, and I don't know how it happened, but luckily I was all in armour, so everything survived. So it was a funny moment because I just tend to laugh stupid things.
How the hell did that happen?
I don't know.
Who, like, somebody must have picked you up and...
Yeah, I think I'm struggling to remember what exactly happened, but I just remember 1 minute dancing, the next flying across the room, and then just laughing my head off on the floor. So, I don't know, it's silly, weird little things like that, but I just find funny.
Oh, that's insane.
Yes.
So, number 3.
Number 3, my memory's so bad. If it hasn't happened within the last week, or if it didn't particularly stick in there, I will not remember anything. It's like, I don't know, cosplay competitions I always find hilarious, especially some of the skits people do. It's like, I love it when people go up on stage and have a laugh with the costume.
Mm-hmm.
I know, there's some really great ones where, just one in particular that sticks in my mind was NFCC. Somebody was cosplaying Jon Snow, and then all his questions, his response was, I don't know, because he knows nothing because he's Jon Snow, and that just had me on the floor laughing just because he played it off so perfectly. So just if people can pull off a character spot on and have a great time and a joke with it, it just makes my day.
I think for me, one of the funniest things was with my cosplay partner in crime, because like everybody seems to have a cosplay partner in crime, which is awesome.
Yes.
We were talking about what we were going to do for a small local event in Glasgow, and he was doing his Surgeon Joker and I was doing my classic Harley. And we said, like, I asked him, because I'd never been to that particular event, is like, are we allowed to do a skit on stage, or is it just go up, like, pose for the judges, pose for the photographers, and then, you know, leave?
Yeah.
And he said, I think it's similar. You just, like, you go, you pose, you leave. And I was like, okay. Could we do a skit? And he's like, well, we could put one together if you wanted. And we spent forever trying to find one that wasn't too, like, in-your-face lovey-dovey between Harley and Joker.
Yeah.
Because, like, I didn't want to go too far and give the wrong impression to anyone. You know, I didn't want to say, hey, we're, like, dating or anything, you know, because, like, when you do Harley and Joker, I always feel that that's something that you need to watch out for, because people will think that you guys are dating, you know, and it's like, no, we're not dating, we're just friends. We just know each other. So I was racking my brains trying to find something
that, fun and crazy.
That is Harley and Joker, but it like I was looking for a skit that is well known for Harley and Joker, but not too in your face in that way. And the only thing I could find was, and it wasn't even Harley and Joker; it was their voice actors. So it was Mark Hamill and not Arlene Sorkin, but Tara Strong. And it's Mark Hamill just sitting down, and he's got his arms around Tara.
Yes, I know the video you mean.
Yeah. So I seen that, and I was like, that's perfect, because it's not too in your face, and it's not too not Harley and Joker. You know? So I sent it across to him, and I said, we could do this. And he's like, would you want to sit on my knee? And I was like, heck no. You know, and he's like, oh, that's so Harley of you already. And I was like, oh, thanks. So we did actually end up doing it, and then we'd been doing this other thing as well. We were doing a song, the "Do You Want to Kill the Batman" song, and he started doing like his part of it, because we changed it a little so that it would fit with like Harley and Joker. Harley and Joker song, but it's predominantly done by Harley. Do the full song on my own, because I thought that's just attention grabbing, really. So he started doing the song, and before I could even say anything, one of our other friends, who was doing like a zombie Harley, jumped in, and I was like,
God damn you.
But there was another part when they were doing the line that Harley does, which is, you think after living with Mr. J for so long, I'd be used to a little pain.
Oh, you got the voice down.
So yeah, she tried doing that line, and she couldn't remember Harley's dialogue. And I just kind of went, yes, here's my chance. Went up, did the line, and she's like, I'm like, That's what you get for that's what you get for stealing my lanes earlier.
Yes.
So yeah, that was fun. Oddly enough, that same person is she wouldn't believe me if I told her, but she's a really good friend of mine now.
Oh.
So yeah.
So I guess that's why you're okay saying this.
Yeah. Okay, so to close up the interview, because we're almost at an hour now,
Oh, okay.
which is awesome. We have the last question before I hand off to you, which is, what advice would you give to anybody who wants to cosplay but is unsure where to start?
Yeah. I always go for the advice opposite to what everybody else says. Everyone says, start off small, pick something you're comfortable with and build up. I'm like, jump in at the deep end. Just pick something amazing, go for it, learn as much about the trade as you can. So talk to cosplayers that inspire you. If you want to do something big and armoured, if you talk to someone who's made what you want to do. If you do like a fabric work, I know nothing about sewing, so I'm terrible when it comes to this. I just glue everything together and hope for the best. But pick something you want to do. If it's small, fair enough. If you want to do something big, go for it. Don't limit yourself, especially on your first try, because you will mess up along the way. I mess up all the time and just discard what didn't work and do it again until I'm happy with it.
Awesome.
So
just keep going.
Yeah,
basically.
just learn what you can beforehand. So get as much help, like ask questions to people, look up videos, get all the stuff you need for it, and just get stuck into the deep end. If you want to build a big armor, you build a big armor and you make it amazing.
So before we hand over, I'm going to ask you, can you tell us 3 costumes, 1 that you're planning, and 2 that you're going to be doing for this year, 2016?
One that I'm planning, I've not even that far ahead with 1.
Okay.
Okay, might be doing an evolution of some sorts. Possibly. There's been talks about it with a group, but I'm not going to say much because I'm not 100% sure if it's going to happen. And 2 I'm doing this year. We've got Mr. Olga Fat here.
Yay!
So I'm making the prop for that. Hopefully start a few days, but I've got 2 weeks to get it done, so bowcaster for it. So taking Chewie's bowcaster and adding the dwarven-like feel to it, just so it fits in with the crossover. And another one I'll be doing this year, I hope to get more shoots done with the Falmer. So
Yay!
when summer comes round again, I'll be wearing this more. But yeah, I haven't really planned much of this year, so we'll just see how it all goes.
Awesome. Okay, so now's the part of the interview, just before we sign off, where I like to hand over to the interviewee so that they can tell us where we can get a hold of them if we have any further questions. So Alphabety, where can we get a hold of you if we have questions for you specifically, or what other social media stuff do you use? Because we mentioned there about Facebook.
Yes. Alright, Facebook, I'm Alphabety Cosplay. That's where I tend to do pretty much everything on. I'll post, comment, reply. If you do anything on my Facebook page, I will see it and I will reply to it whenever I get the chance, normally the same day. But I've started using Instagram a lot more, just because I post from Instagram onto Facebook, and I've tended to notice that more people tend to see it that way. I don't know why it works, so I just do that. So I think it's either Alphabety or Alphabety Cosplay on that. I also have Twitter, but I don't know. Yes, but I don't know the password for that, so don't bother. Feel free to follow me if you want, but it's never going to be updated for a long time.
I think you can change your password for that, so...
Yeah, but every time I change it, I forget it straight away, so... I've just given up on Twitter.
Sorry, I've just dropped something. Sorry.
Oh, I ruined my segment at the end.
Sorry.
It's okay. I was joking.
Do you have a YouTube?
No. I might make one, maybe. I've been thinking about doing tutorials.
That would be great.
if I do make a YouTube channel, it will be Alphabety or Alphabety Cosplay, because that name generally doesn't get taken for anything. So
No,
if you see
it's
this,
quite
please
unusual.
don't take it until I make it. But,
Well, this interview will need to be edited and such like, so we'll be
Yes.
kind of doing that long before
okay, I'll try.
channel up.
I'll try and get a channel name now, just in case.
Okay, so any other things that you want to add to that? Like any
Thank you
groups-
for having me.
any
I have the Geek Asylum is a group I'm part of, which is quite big on Facebook. I think just reached over 4,000 members. It's full of lots
Yay!
of cool people. So yeah, if you want to talk to people and get help and show off your stuff, join the Geek Asylum. It's full of friendly people.
Okay.
And there's another group I've just recently kind of joined. If you're in the Northeast and want to do any Star Wars cosplays, we have the Northeast Star Wars costuming group. It's just, we accept anybody regardless your skill, talent, accuracy, whatever. If you want to do a Star Wars costume and have a good time, get in touch with the group and we'll sort something all out, and we don't discriminate against anybody, so it's all good.
Awesome. Okay, so that is it.
Yes.
Okay, guys. So I want to thank Alphabety for taking the time out and spending it with us, rummaging through that cupboard of cosplay.
Yes.
I will be back at some point later with another one. So enjoy that. And again, thank you, Alphabety.
And thank you for having me.
Not a problem. It's been a pleasure. So bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.